Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Today is episode 245. It is the weekly review. Today I am going to go over all of my coloring activities from this week. And then we'll finish off with some channel stats. So the first thing that I have to share is my Prismacolors in color family order. Emily Illustrator has just tons of color charts. But what I really like about her charts is that you can click and go to her Google Docs raw version of her list, which I extracted it so that I could create my index sheets, and I also used it to create the conversion chart. I'm making a master. I've already talked about this, but basically I want to have a Prismacolor master conversion chart sheet that is ready for me to do conversions with whatever sets that I feel would be helpful for the coloring community for anything that I'm coloring with sets that I own, because not all of the sets that I own have conversions to and from Prismacolor, and I am working on Starjoy Gold. I've already finished the direction of from Starjoy Golds to Prismacolor. Now I'm going to do it the opposite way, and we will see how that goes. So here is my lovely typed up index sheet. The other thing that I did different with these, and you guys can tell me what you do, I found that in this case, this is the case the Prismacolors have been in forever. The two sets of pencils that I liked the least, that is now changing, Prismacolor and Crayola. So they have lived in this case since I got them, and now they've been pulled out and they're part of my regular rotation, and I am learning to color with them, and I like them both now. They might not be my favorites, but they are very nice pencil sets, both of them. So basically I had in the order that was in the box, with the tips pointed so that the writing was right side up, which meant that this side, the tips pointed out, and I noticed a ton of wear marks. Prismacolors are very soft, so I decided that I would put them in the center to help protect the tips more. You guys can let me know what you think of that, and if you do that as well, or if you're like, yeah, why didn't you think of that? I don't know why, but these have been in this case from the very beginning. And I bought them in the midst of my project, I guess in 2021. That's when I decided I wanted to get into doing the tutorials. And Prismacolor, of course, is the most common used set of pencils. And I wanted to put together my own set of budgets. And I tried to use my Colorful Country Life's. Then she had 9 sets of pencils, so I used the chart to get going, but I found that it just was not the same as having the pencils, so I ended up buying these while they were on sale, a full set of them, and knowing at the time that I was not intending to use them. I was just intending to use them in the event that I didn't find a close enough match. And so I just left them in this case in the order that they came, with no index sheet. And now that I am using them as part of my rotation, it's really difficult. I have to be efficient, and taking pencils out and putting them away the next day is very cumbersome for any of my sets that are not organized with the index sheets. So they are all set up in their order. Again, Emily Illustrator, thank you so much for having the raw data available for me. I will be definitely referring to your sheets first, especially if I need to create reference materials that I don't want to handwrite. It used to be that when I wasn't actually coloring, I could handwrite, and it was totally fine, and I enjoy writing. But now I'm getting kind of to the end of my need to organize, and I am coloring every day, which means efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. So very happy with this. My conversion guide is going to be a master sheet so that any of my sets that I acquire that don't have good conversions out there in the world, I can create the conversion charts myself. It is not my gift. It is very hard work. And so we'll see how useful. This is my first one that I'm doing for the Starjoy Gold. And I've already finished the first direction of Starjoy to Prismacolor. And then next will be Prismacolor to Starjoy. I've already put up on my coffee shop the first conversion chart going the one direction. I'm just not ready to get in the format that my Colorful Country Life, where Karen has set hers up, is spectacular, but I'm trying to be less exhaustive in my conversion chart work, just on a minimal basis as needed for the community, but not to the level that she has done it. She's a very organized, hyper-organized person. I envy her that skill. So hopefully I will be finished with this half of the conversion by the end of the week. Let's move on to the coloring projects for the week, because in Small Victories I do have a little sub project. I colored this week with a friend of mine. Because of my procedure, I didn't do my normal scheduled coloring group, so instead my friend and I got together and we created two of these little sheets, and they are using some materials that I'm having a hard time with them bleeding, especially the glitter. So knowing that the glitter is very transient and gets all over on the pages, I have little notes, and we colored these little images using a variety of embellishing and finishing, and I have just nested them in here. Oh, here's the other one. I plan to move them around. I'm going to play with them. I'm going to check and see if I get any of the pigments on my fingers. We wrote little notes of what it is that we colored, and we had a wonderful evening taking our time. This is all colored while visiting for the evening, and it was just really fun. And thank you, Dawn. I appreciate you helping out with some materials for me for doing some testing. So these are going to float around in the book for a while, and we will see how it goes. This week I completed 2 pages using 4 sets of pencils, and then I started a big using a 5th set. So the first page that I worked on, I decided on a theme of fall colors. It was very easy to choose the color selection because it is nearing the end of September, and my first set was the Derwent Drawing, which is a very limited muted palette, so it just made sense to go with fall or autumn colors. The metallics did fantastic. I really enjoyed those. You'll see that I have not actually filled in the bling embellishing, and I'm not even going to do that this week. I'm okay leaving this unfinished so that I can keep moving forward. So the third set is Amazon Basics. Amazon Basics are a nice set of pencils. They have a 72. This was 48 plus 12, and I think I only actually used one of the 12 set. It had a color that I needed, and it came in perfect for what I wanted it to do. And then we had the 24 Derwent Drawing, and I enjoyed the smaller image after doing this huge project last week. This is all I worked on. I did 5 days with 4 different sets of pencils, and I did do the bling with the gold. So I'll be doing something with these. Maybe I'll pop it in next week. Between the three, I think all three were good for different reasons. Again, the Amazon Basics, probably not in they're a good pencil. They're good and they do their job. I would like some colors to go a little darker than they go. I had to use a dark brown that I pulled out, that I found, actually I corrected myself and pulled that in, that dark color in, which was Van Dyke brown, I believe. So again, I color in this book real time with you guys every day. So anything you see in here that I'm talking about will have 1 or 2 or 3 episodes. This took 5 episodes in an entire week. So this was halfway done, and I sat down this morning and finished it. I do indeed like the Artisto better than Amazon Basics. They are a very nice pencil to use and have some better darks. Greens was the only set that didn't have an apparent dark, but I did use pine green. I had 2 different colors. One was too blue. Pine green did the trick and was very easy, a nice easy finish. And again, I have these little dots and I'm going to just leave them for now. I'm kind of getting more geared up for doing some backgrounds on these. Here and there I will do backgrounds, and I did do the background. I mostly do backgrounds in colored pencil. Some water background, but it isn't my focus. I'll do spot backgrounds. Here's a little background. So I am okay with leaving these colored. Now I will tell you, holidays are coming. I use the metallics for the holidays, and that is part of why I wanted to get these metallics, the current selection of metallics that I have set up to do some testing on wear and tear for being in this book, because I think I'm going to have to buy some more or some new metallics. Like my copper, the Jelly Roll copper, I have 2 of them. I have like a deep copper that might be considered brown, and then I have the copper, and they're very old. They're at least 6 years old, and they seem to be very light, very pale. So I'm going to be doing some shopping, mainly for card making, but I'm going to use them in these books because I do like to bling my coloring pages. So that is everything I did in the book for this week. I used 5 different brown tones to get the vines, so it actually still has a similar feel to these 3 images, only I did not go with fall colors. Because it was a heart, I thought it would be fun to do a nice deep berry red color, and Artisto did have a nice selection of the berry red going to a deep mahogany for the shadows. So I finally got started with Romantic Country, the 2nd page. I started simple, though I did do a mock-up. This is the first 5 flowers. I thought it was a great non-committal start because I have the tendency to do kind of full color coloring. I'm not good at partial color palettes, so this just gets me started, and I can then pick and choose those colors. I have them logged what the colors are, so if I'm going to do any repeat colors of these, for instance, this has 5 different little flower elements on it, and I have 5 flower elements, so I will probably repeat those colors over here. I might repeat, either that purple or this berry magenta color up here through these little, if this wisteria, whatever kind of viney floral elements. I shared with you my mock-up, which is, I've made 3 copies of the mock-up. If you haven't seen what I shared on my procedure day, this is my mock-up of a brick background that I have not committed to the page, because I'm going to color all the front elements. Then I will, at any point that I am confident and want to pull the trigger on the bricks, this is a stencil, and you can go back to that episode and see the stencil and I had 2 brick stencils to choose from, and I talk a little bit about my strategy. This is so these are copies. I have 3 copies just in case, and this is my original, so I will probably leave this as is, and I will be doing the background bricks in colored pencil. Again, I am mostly colored pencil at this point. I have not quite felt the need to move on to other backgrounds, though I do have some fun mediums that I have bought to be able to do backgrounds when I am ready. So, Brutfuner squares. Here is it folds up in my case. This is Emily Illustrator. I looked this up, I believe. This is her style, and it doesn't have her name because I did this a long time ago. And so you see I cut it out so it could fit in the book. And the Brutfuner squares do not have an index sheet. So this is my lifeline to know how to put these colors back. The barrels do not match. So at some point I will probably need to do an index sheet. And the lovely thing is, now that I know that Emily Illustrator has the raw data available, it will make it easier for me to actually create myself an index sheet. So again, thank you so much. All right, so the next is just a sneak peek. All it is a box. No, it didn't come from eBay. So in this box is the rest of my Holbein story, and hopefully I can stop. The Holbein saga continues. This is yet another order, but the exciting thing is how it came about is pretty fun. So I will share this with you in a separate video that's dedicated to the work I'm doing to get my Holbeins in a more complete state for doing daily colors, and of course doing all of the swatching and configuring and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so now that I did not make any progress on my bridle, I might stop now talking about the bridle each week. I say that and then boom, I'm going to end up coloring it this week, because kind of like the whole Holbein thing, when you say you're not going to do something, something will tempt you to do the opposite of what you said. On a personal note, the remainder of all of my craft room, that includes a very big craft or hobby. I actually did it for my business way back when. So it has left my mom's house, and my mom's house is empty, and they are leaving the 24th. They are still on target. So in a couple of weeks, my craft space, which is highly organized right now, for me, highly organized, maybe not for other folks, everything's going to be coming here, and so I will be playing with that. And there are a lot of materials coming that I could definitely cross over into coloring. So there could possibly be some extra supplies videos where I'm shopping my original craft room when it all arrives. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then in November, my card making friend, who actually is just a lifelong friend, is coming to stay with me, and she is very organized. And so we're going to do some reorging of my space because I will have so many more supplies. So that's all on that front. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about my channel for the week. So this week, I don't have, whenever I will tell you, the reason why people do haul videos is not only because they're excited to get more supplies. It is, it always brings in new people, a different set of people than the coloring people who like your style of coloring. So it's like a way to kind of get people to come and check your channel out and see what your content is. And so haul videos and supply videos are definitely a thing to do. So every time I do one, which is about once a month, I don't buy a lot of supplies. And so when I do, I always get like a nice blip, which is wonderful. I did, even when I finished the conversion, the purchase, it was a purchase that I made for doing the Starjoy conversion, that also helped. So this week the numbers are a little bit down, not terrible down, but the views are 2.2K views, watch time hours 257, and subscribers 18. So that is definitely down. The views are 8% less than the previous week, 24% less watch time hours than the previous 7 days, and subscribers, I got 18, and I had a pretty nominal week. I didn't have like any spikes, where the previous week I had 2 8 subscriber days. This week is between 1 to 4, and it just kind of varies over the week. As of this morning, when I printed out this weekly report, it told me that my subscribers were 858, and my views look really good in the last 48 hours. I don't think I have any hours in the last 48, or any views that are like, you can hardly read the blue bar. So now I've been printing including the 48-hour views, top 3 videos for the week, which were the unboxing from a few weeks back. The Starjoy in the case is still popping up, and then this daily views content is not for the week, by the way. It is only for the 48 hours. So typically it is the last 3 videos. And my Daily Color Big, my first part 1, is the number 1, and that went live yesterday at 4. 226 views, and so that is a really good count for me, and I am very happy with that. I like, it's kind of scary when I go away from the small victories and go back to the big, because not everybody is going to like that or want to do that with me. Some people don't have that book, and I do have like the established subscribers that have small victories, but you know, I'm not going to be able to please everybody. Hopefully whatever they can glean, what they would like from my techniques or color combos, the different sets that I use. So there's many ways to have a subscriber disseminate the information. So a very good week, productive week, very happy with the coloring. And let's now move on to the last little bit. What are we going to do? This coming week, I've got 4 flowers. I already had the 4 picked out that I'm going to use. I don't even have the list near me. So we will be doing 1 floral element a day. It is enough, there's enough detail in them that depending on how complicated I want to make it, it's possible that I will have to do what I can and then do homework, because I'd like to finish this in 4 days. 1 set per day. Then we get into the little images. I love doing these, and I believe that this is going to conclude what I'm calling round 4. I do go through every set of pencils that I own before I then start the rotation again, and now I'm using the random number generator. I have to do that. So we have 5 more sets of pencils till we finish off, and then we will start on over again. Each row is going to get its own set. Each of the dachshund dogs are going to get their own set. Probably each boat. And then this I've seen a lot. This will be exciting. I'll have to decide if I'm going to do something really fancy with that. I've got my technique that I use for jars, down. I am ready. I'm not even intimidated by looking at that. And that's going to be probably the next 2 weeks. So my mom is going to be coming, and she will be here, I don't know, maybe October 1st, 2nd-ish. So we'll see if I have to adjust my daily color a little bit. I might not get my peaceful afternoon hub as taking a nap every single day. So I'm going to try to maybe change it up. I have not actually done multiple videos in a day, but if I do have a period of time in a day that I know I have enough time that I could do 2 45-minute sessions, I might have to explore that just to keep the content to the level that I want it to be at. And I really love to color more than the 45 minutes. I just have to figure out how to slip multiple times in. One of the things for me is I'm not a morning person. I might be getting up first thing in the morning, 8 o'clock, get up, actually set my alarm, which I hate to do, but I'm willing to do it to keep my volume of content unaffected by having family moving in with us. It's going to be very exciting. And I've gone super long, so that finishes up the weekly review. You can expect a Holbein unboxing and a little discussion about how I acquired this yet another little subset of the Holbeins. And then we will also resume the daily color. And who knows, we might get to do big tomorrow. I have not decided. So do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and consider subscribing. And I hope to see you all there.